Welcome, dear listeners, to Podcast Folklore, where we delve into the towering myths that have haunted humanity's imagination for centuries. I'm your host, Kriss, and today we are stepping into the realm of giants, beings so vast that the earth quakes beneath their feet and the mountains themselves are shaped by their hands. These colossal beings have long held a place in lore of cultures across the globe, from the frostbitten peaks of Scandinavia to the misty highlands of Scotland. From the towering Himalayas to the rolling hills of England, stories of giants echo through the ages. In today's episode, we'll explore the mystery and the wonder that these tales inspire. We'll journey through some of the legends that have been passed down through generations, each retelling adding its own layer of mystery and awe. We'll also touch upon one tale of a so-called giant that was, in fact, a grand hoax, reminding us of the power of belief and the hunger for the extraordinary. So, sit back, relax, and let your imagination soar as we walk in the world of giants. Our first stop is into the icy realms of Norse mythology, to the realms of the Jotnar. These beings are as old as the world itself, born from the primal chaos that existed before the gods brought order to the universe. They are creatures of immense power, beings of wild, untamed nature, who embodied the very forces that shape the earth. One of the most famous tales is that of Ymir, the progenitor of all giants. According to the Prose Edda, a 13th century work by the Icelandic scholar Snorri Sturluson, Ymir was born from the venomous rivers that flowed from Niflheim, the realm of ice. As he slept, giants and gods sprang from his body. The sweat from his armpits gave birth to a man and a woman, and the sweat from his legs produced a son. The gods, seeing Ymir as a threat to the order that he sought to impose upon the world, slew him in a great battle. From Ymir's body they fashioned the earth, from his blood became the oceans, from his flesh the land, his bones the mountains, and his skull the sky. But the giants were not entirely vanquished. The Jotnar continued to dwell in Jotunheim, a harsh, untamed land of rock, ice, and deep forest. In Norse mythology, they are not secondary characters. They are great warriors, matriarchs, and chieftains in their own rights. They intermarry with the gods, they waged war, and even test the gods in great games of mind and might. The Jotnar and the gods are bound together from the creation and to the end of times, the end of the world, at Ragnarok. During this cataclysm, the giants will march upon the gods, bringing about the destruction of the cosmos in its final apocalyptic battle. This myth, rich in imagery and symbolism, reflects the Norse view of the world as a place of conflict between order and chaos, civilization and the wild. The giants, in their vastness and the connection to the raw forces of nature, embody the uncontrollable elements of existence. Next, we journey to the rugged highlands of Scotland, where the land itself seems to whisper of ancient giants. Here, the story of giants are woven deeply into the landscape, perhaps none more so than the tale of Benadonna and the Giant Causeway. Here, the stories of giants are woven deeply into the landscape, perhaps none more so than the tale of Benadonna and the Giant's Causeway. Benadonna was a fearsome giant from Scotland, a creature of immense size and strength. Across the sea in Ireland lived another giant, Finn McCool. The two giants had long been aware of each other, their rivalry simmering across the waters of the North Channel. Benadonna, seeking to prove his dominance, challenged Finn to a fight. In response, Finn began constructing a massive causeway of stone across the sea to reach Scotland, a feat of strength that only a giant could achieve. But as he neared completion, Finn realized that Benadonna might be too strong for him to defeat in combat, so he hatched a clever plan with the help of his wife Una. When Benadonna crossed the causeway to meet his rival, Una disguised Finn as a baby, wrapping him in blankets and placing him in a giant cradle. When Benadonna saw the child, he was struck with terror. If this was the size of Finn's baby, how much larger, how much more powerful must Finn be himself? Fearing for his life, Benadonna fled back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway behind him as he went, leaving only the remnants that can still be seen today across the coasts of Northern Ireland and Scotland. This tale is one of many attributed to the land's dramatic features to the actions of giants, linking the physical world and the mystic past. The Giant's Causeway, With its interlocking basalt columns remains a place where the boundaries between reality and legend blurs, where the footprints of giants can almost be seen. Let's now venture south to the rolling hills and ancient sites of England, where giants have long been woven into the fabric of folklore. One of the most enduring stories is that of the giant of St. Michael's Mount. St. Michael's Mount is a small tidal island in Cornwall, and it has been a place of wonder and mystery for centuries. According to the legend, it was once home to a giant named Cormoran. Cormoran was a terrifying creature who would wade across to the mainland under the cover of darkness, stealing cattle and sheep to bring back to his lair on the mount. The people of the surrounding villages lived in fear of the giant. That is, until one day, a brave young boy named Jack decided to put the end of Cormoran's reign of terror. Armed with only a pickaxe, Jack waited for the giant to fall asleep. Then, as quickly as he could, he dug a deep pit on the path leading down from the giant's cave. As dawn broke, Jack blew on his horn to rouse the sleeping giant. Enraged, Cormoran charged down the path, but before he could reach Jack, he fell into the pit. The ground shook with an impact, and the mighty giant was trapped. Jack quickly covered the pit with earth and boulders, ensuring that Cormoran would never trouble the land again. This tale, recorded in various versions across the centuries, is part of the rich tradition of Jack and the Giant Killer, or Jack and the Beanstalk. These are stories that are popular in English folklore. It is a classic example of triumph of wit and courage overcoming brute strength, a narrative that has resonated with audiences for generations. Not all tales of giants are rooted in ancient myth. Some are far more recent and serve as a testament to the power of human imagination, but also the gullibility. One such story is that of the Cardiff Giant. It is perhaps one of the most famous hoaxes in American history. In 1869, workers digging a well in Cardiff, New York, made an astonishing discovery: a massive petrified figure, 10 feet tall, buried beneath the earth. The giant was so lifelike that many believed it to be the remnants of an ancient giant, a relic from forgotten age when colossal beings roamed the earth. News of the discovery spread like wildfire, and soon thousands of people flocked to see the giant. Scholars and lay people alike debated of its origin. Some claimed it was a biblical giant, proof of the truth of the scripture, while others believed it to be a prehistoric man. But the truth was far less grand. The Cardiff Giant was the brainchild of George Hull, a New York tobacconist and atheist who sought to poke fun at the religious beliefs of the time. Hull had commissioned the creation of the giant, carved from a large block of gypsum and treated with acids to give it aged appearance. He had it buried on his cousin's farm, planning the discovery as a way to make money from curious people. The Cardiff Giant is a reminder of how easily we can be deceived when we want to believe in something extraordinary. It also highlights our deep-seated fascination with giants, a fascination that can lead us to see what we wish to see when reality is far more mundane. As we bring our exploration of giants to a close, we're left with a sense of awe at the power of these stories. Whether they're towering over the frozen landscapes of Norse mythology, leaving their mark in the rugged coastlands of Scotland, or deceiving thousands in a New York field, giants have captured our imagination like few other beings. These tales remind us of the vastness of the world and the forces that lie just beyond our control. They speak of our fears and our hopes, our desires to explain the unexplainable, and the endless fascination with the unknown. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of giants. I hope you've enjoyed these stories as much as I have, and that they have left you with a sense of wonder about the world we live in. Please do consider liking and subscribing so you can join us for more tales as we walk through the realms of folklore. And so, until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, your imagination soaring high as you explore the world with wonder.